just fine. I begin most mornings in the garden, and it's good to just reflect on the day ahead. And the office is actually just over the road. So here we are in the office, and I have a site visit today in the Cotswolds, 2 hours away, and then I'm going to come back here and do rather more paperwork. But when doing jobs on site, and I have quite a number of projects on site at the moment, the really good blue chip way of doing the project is for the architect to remain part of the team right until the end, and that enables all sorts of problems to be resolved properly and for the design intention to remain consistent right throughout the project. So the job I'm going to go and look at today is at Winchcombe in the Cotswolds, and it's a 16th century house. So here we are in Winchcombe, and we have a little project just here. But you're digging up the front corridor.
It was slightly different.
Yeah, so you basically got 25 square metres of new.
So the beauty of this place is that you get a view of the Cotswold escarpment. So on one side we've got the street, and on the other side open countryside. So the house has a quiet rear garden to contrast with the noisy road at the front. Hello.
Hello, shall I move?
No, you stay there. It's being live action.
Right, okay. Is it progressing well? You're happy?
Actually, it's going to be a 2-storey space, and the floor below is going to be taken away. So this is going to be a big space with a balcony overlooking it. Going up from the first floor, there's a narrow staircase which leads up to the very top floor to the attic rooms. This would originally have been the top of a huge great chamber. The floor is a later addition, and when this was originally built in the 16th century, there would have been a principal room on the floor below. This is the room we've just been in, right in the attic, which we're going to make into a bedroom, and below was the former great chamber, which we're making into the master bedroom. And originally this floor wasn't there, so this would have been one whole space. And then underneath that, right at the bottom, there was a cross passage, ran right through the building, all the way down and into the garden. And that we're re-establishing by creating this big 2-storey space that we were just in earlier. And then here on the first floor, this is a balcony overlooking that space, a new main staircase which is just beyond the cut line of this section. And as you'll see over here, this is the garden. The garden's over on this side, the street's on this side. We're going to be putting in a new extension, so the house will extend into the garden on this side, and there'll be a new sitting area and windows overlooking the Cotswold escarpment. This is an architect home project. It's none of them are terribly typical around here. We get all sorts of strange and wonderful buildings out in the sticks. So this here is the former great chamber, and there's lots of, you can see, Latin plasterwork being done here with split oak lattice and then lime plaster. We are putting back leaded light windows. They've got plain glass in at the moment. I'll show you the street outside and you can see how the house fits into the terrace. So this is basically a late medieval street, and originally all the houses on both sides would have been built of timber, and most of them still are. The frontages where they're not timber are simply clagged on to an older building. And the centre of the town is over here, this crossroads back there, and this street was laid out in the 16th century, and all the houses get slightly older as you go down, so they clearly started at this end and worked that way. So yeah, we're one of the few, as you can see, that still has the jetty on the first floor where the timbers stick out. I just thought I'd show you around the office. It's as you can see, quite an old building. It is in fact, this office is in fact 12th century. There was a king called Henry II who fell out with someone called Thomas Becket, and because of that various knights galloped off and did Thomas Becket to death in Canterbury Cathedral. Well, as a result of that, Henry II created a Carthusian monastery here, and this building is the remains of that Carthusian monastery, the first Carthusian monastery in England. You can see various dove holes remaining, and a creature still in one of them, that's there. These would have been all round the building when it was a dove cut, and but round about 100 years ago it was converted by the Duke of Somerset into a village hall, and this fireplace was created then as a village hall to heat the building. That was when the windows were put in as well. And this here is the crest of the Dukes of Somerset. It has their motto, Foi pour devoir, which means faith in my duty, or words to that effect. And there is through here, there is our back room. In this office we still do quite a lot of hand drawings as well as computer drawings. And then very often we scan these and email them. These are actually drawings of that Winchcombe project. We're talking about making the rear extension a little smaller and then saving some money. This is a 3D model of one of the buildings we're working on at the moment. It's an existing house here, and we did an extension a little while ago, and this is another extension. This is actually on site. It's another project that's being built at the moment. We have actually, though, we're looking at amending it this time to make it bigger. It's always actually a good idea not to change your mind when you're on site, because it just creates lots of work for architects. But we'd actually prefer to, I think, to design the building and just leave it at that rather than keep chopping and changing. But there we are. That's what often happens. So drinking beverages, isn't it? Well, it is in fact Friday evening, so I don't know why. I'm still in the office, but that's often how it is just at the moment. I could actually take you to see another one of our local sites in the little village of Whittam Priory, if you're interested, which is the local pub.
She said she's from
Can't you get that bunch up?
She's from here. Cheers. I haven't seen her in years.
There we are. Ah!
Yes. That's four snoops. Alright, you haven't cooked.
Roger! What's wrong now? Some people spend their evenings watching television.
Yeah, so that one.
Do we think they're working?
Yeah, I think they're working.
Put them here on that. That won't do anything on there.
Not big enough.
No, on that. I'm gonna burn the table. I'm not even sure they're the right ones that you can eat. Are they the right ones?
They are the right ones.
Well, no, because some are for pigs.
Ow!
Yeah, that's it. So when they start splitting, they're kind of
That bit's the best bit, that is.
That's not
Quite
done.
nice.
Don't eat it too hot.
They could do with a bit more.
You think they need a bit more?
Look, more, that was there, look. That's not better already.
So, back in the office now. Still got lots to do. We've got to edit a video about the day in the life